They had similar performances on Inferno in the last 3 months, similar maps played, and yet still it was a very one-sided affair for Party Astronauts. We are off to the dunes of this map, ladies and gentlemen. It is Anubis, the ruins of Egypt. See exactly who starts where. That's my biggest question. NRG, the CT side, probably not boding well for their knife round aspirations. Double dually super soldiers for Hexed and Automatic. Full utility for Wolfie dropped onto his belt from Ben Lee as well. P250 super soldier for Faye, taking point into his mill. OC though is the one to open the docket on the Infinite. Ben Lee a trade, and the dualies of Hex do not fare well over towards A main. 6C death by 1,000 cuts onto OC only furthers the advantage for this T side. And as I mentioned, Party Astronauts carrying over that momentum. Plant down on A, Breeze in a 1v3. If I'm not mistaken, there is no kit in play, making this retake all the more difficult for the veteran.
It's going to be a real hard retake for him, even if he gets past the first hurdle of 60 around the corner. There's a flank of Fang coming in behind. 60 spots him, chases him, and runs him down. Lets the dualies sing. And the Party Astronauts now. Nate, that's 3-0 on the pistols.
3-0 on the pistols, and again, further adding that boisterous activity we're seeing out of Party Astronauts. We're seeing some swagger out of the players even. Looking back at that double entry from Fang in that last round of Inferno where he grabbed the op, trying to just show off a little bit of flair and individual prowess. NRG though, unlike the last map, actually I was gonna say, unlike the last map they're not gonna force, but they do last minute invest heavily. It's pistols and Kevlar across the board with a little bit of utility here and there. Very dangerous combination, especially on Anubis, where there's a lot of close choke points like E-box, A main, middle, perhaps in towards window. 5-7 can definitely try in, as can the Deagles, which are in the hands of Breeze and OC.
Slower T-side around for Party Astronauts, trying to feel out the situation, any potential stacks that NRG might have in play. There is one towards A with 4 players. Hexed, I'm going to count him as an A player. He's just spotting in towards middle. Not doing much. 5-7 at range. Very difficult to get kills. And Party Astronauts beginning to walk up through middle. They do have Infinite throwing utility into A. Looks like it's an A split before through mid. Into the stack they roam. And Hex is able to find 2 up close and personal. Now Infinite can pop through as well. OC does take care of 6E, but the trades are coming back and forth in favoring Party Astronauts. Bomb going to go down on the A side here momentarily as Breeze makes his way into 1v2. Smoke a bit too late. He's already in front of it, but he is spotted. However, he removes the head of Infinite, making it a very viable 1 versus 1. AK picked up as well. Breeze dodges the flash against Wolfie. Veteran rifler versus an opera who's been around the domestic scene for a very long time, although not on an op. Breeze has headshot potential, but that 73 HP won't matter. Quick burst from Wolfie puts him down. And so Party Astronauts will eke out that second win. And that second round, time to build a bank because they lost 4 players in the last round. Their money hanging by a thread.
No bonus, they'll have to reinvest, but Mac 10s could definitely come through. Party Astronauts should be comforted in knowing that it's going to be a save or a very scrappy investment for NRG. Mac 10s for Infinite and Ben Leap confirm the read. NRG, what can they justify in investment? P250s and a Deagle. Still strong potential for damage because of these upgraded pistols. Saw what they did in the round prior after all. Straight play in towards B, no frills, 4 in main, 1 down in E-box, Infinite, that one with the Mac 10. That is an empty site. It was stacked towards A, now rushing on a fast flank for 4/5 of the defense. Fang and Wolfie already reading this, racing back B main, looking for this exact play. Be careful though, the AKs could get overwhelmed and snatched by the CTs in their numbers. Wolfie only good for 1 on his rifle. Overwhelmed. AK for Fang gets 1 Infinite. Catches a player looking the wrong direction. Fang doubling down with the AK. And Mac 10 of Ben Leet puts that final nail into the proverbial coffin. 3-0 clean start for PA. Thought there were 2 AKs in play. Only 1 gets brought back. That's in 60's hands. Wonder where it went. Wonder if it was thrown out yet again.
Probably. That's been something they've been very quick to do. Just throw out those guns. Get rid of them. And force reinvestments out of the opposition. It's a good call. It's a very heads-up play. But when that's the biggest victory they've really had, it doesn't paint a pretty picture. At least not for NRG. Paints a very nice picture for Party Astronauts that, yeah, our opponents, the best things they can do is just make us replay. But there's an op start for OC, and the first pick goes the way of NRG on gun round number 1. Trying to get into the CT half early, needing to pile up all the rounds they can, given how T-side of this one is. They will close it out on the T side, but you want to give yourself as much of a buffer as possible. These pistol rounds can always torpedo your chances. We saw that on Inferno, a 7-5, or a 7-8-4 half, excuse me, into a 13-5. OC again! 6C dry peeking around A main. OC making it a graveyard. Nitro has Wolfie as he tries to come through, and now the last two Party Astronauts members working through middle. Splitting in both sides, now grouping up camera, automatic around the corner. Ben's utility clues him into what's going on. One for Ben, it's consolation kill. Next he's around behind. Nitro from main will shut it down himself. And so the first gun round, relatively clean, goes in favor of NRG.
Exploiting 6C falling back to drop his teammate utility. OC reaggresses with his teammate in tandem. Very good start for NRG. Clean as well, relatively speaking, only losing that one player in automatic. I was going to build some CT economy, and Party Astronauts, the rather expensive round 2 and 3, and that their buy is going to be less than ideal in round 5. 2 MAC-10s, 2 AKs, and a Galil. Good utility, though. The question is, what is their adjustment? More of a default. 2 towards the B main, just spotting for information. 3 towards A, slowly, waiting for aggression. Potential mid-lurk once more, this time for Fang.
A little bit of melee damage on automatic as he retreats through camera, but it's not much at all. Smoke to hold off a main push. Fire burns on water. I guess it's green fire. Molotov's counter strikes. Fang opens up one, but Nitro doubles down on the entries. Automatic found one elsewhere. Wolfie jumps up, but only to his demise. Fang, the last man standing, and again only 1 kill for the Party Astronauts. Fang might be able to make it a little more expensive. Even still, it's not a good result here for Party Astronauts on the gun rounds. NRG being able to lock things down on the CT side. Big change for them. And honestly, I'm thinking a timeout needs to come through from Party Astronauts when they do get the guns up again, because what we've seen in the last couple of rounds has been a little uninspiring.
It has been. Now, keep in mind, their buys have been compromised every single round. It was a weird bonus, and then now this compromised investment. But I do agree something's fundamentally wrong. They're slowing things down. They're trying to run a default, and it's not to any success. Only 1 player in the round prior, and potentially only 1 in this one as well, is not nearly enough damage, especially not for a T side of Anubis. Dang. Gonna save his AK. He's in towards E-Box. He made some space for himself, and now he'll just lie in wait. The question is, do Party Astronauts force around this? Because now the economy has been thrown for a loop. Fang only has 350 in the bank because he saved. So he won't get a buy in the next round regardless.
They kind of have to force here.
Feels like it. Question is, do we see a timeout to talk this over?
Not a bad idea. No, they're not. They're just gonna, I guess, have Fang on a Mac 10 in the next round, or a Tech 9.
See. Question is, how do they use him now? Where does he go? Is he a spear point? Is he a second man in? Looks like a B split's potentially on the cards. Ben lead is outside of B main slowly. Looks like 3 down in canals. Doing thing. There's some good damage on the start. Infinite down to 36. 6C racing in first man towards 2 bots. Spots 1. Spots 2 now as they combine 5. But they're already low on ammo. Automatics here to support, however. And that should limit the bleeding. Hex still alive and now has some time to work with. Does a automatic supporting. Hex, there we go. puts the last two to bed. Again, only one kill in the round. The CT economy building steadily, and NRG quickly tying things up at 3 a pop.
Very quickly tied up once the guns come through. Now it's guns again for Party Astronauts, but again another broken buy. A couple of Galils for Ben and Sixie, a Mac 10 for Fang. It's far from ideal. There's helmets across the board on NRG, who have a decent amount of bank built up on everybody but Breeze. Concerns for the T-side of Party Astronauts on a very T-sided map of Anubis. And no time out into this round either, a bit questionable too. Still, Fang's holding for aggression, which has not come through middle. Oh, 2-1-2 default from the T side. A little bit of Canal's control as well, a possibility. Good counter utility coming through from NRG to disable any sort of Canal's take early on. But B still seems to be the end for the Party Astronauts. Rotations through middle already starting to edge over towards that B site. Now as the utility begins to rain through, the take gets prepped and ready to go about the minute mark. NRG are setting up to hold with 3 players to defend.
Set up, and at this point, pretty ready. All in position. How much utility, but it doesn't matter. Hex 1, Hex 2, Hex 3. All 3 towards B main taken down. One more walking through the smoke. Shouldn't be long for this world. Infinite found Hex. Breeze, though, takes up the hold towards main. Just one left, and he is known. Infinite. Met by both Breeze and Automatic. Clean round for NRG. Yet again, only one player falling. Near perfect against the Force by Party Astronauts. We do need to see a tactical timeout. Something needs to change. They're getting bred. They're getting outplayed. They're getting out-aimed. NRG, very clean on the less favored side of this map.
Yeah, Party Astronauts really haven't given NRG anything to worry about. It's been dry fights all the way through. Hext is being a monster individually. Nitro's been very strong himself. Breeze as well. There hasn't been a moment where NRG have really looked worried besides the pistol round and then the anti-force buy in full eco. So aside from the coin flip pistol and the rounds you would expect NRG to lose, they've looked very comfortable, very confident, and them taking a lead into the second half would not be out of the ordinary, not unheard of and kind of expected, although Nitro goes hunting and his spray too hard to rein in. Infinite able to take him down. Fang adds another, and the pistols for Party Astronauts dinking down OC on top of it all. They've got 2 3/4, 5/8. It's almost done for OC. He's got the op, and he's saving. They're conceding the round. The pistols get 2 kills, and we're tied at 4.
Scrappy and quick. We said that Party Astronauts play an aggressive style. We said a South American-esque style almost. And once we see the pistols played with reckless abandon, it finds success. Party Astronauts need to learn from this. They're catching NRG off. They're getting aggressive. They're getting scrappy, and it's working. Don't go back to your usual play after this round. Change it up. Learn something from it. Not surviving barely with 60 pinks down. Another. Finally finishes OC. Finishes off Breeze. Hex is the last one. He's being hunted voraciously. Just trying to survive at this point within the smoke. And Wolfie's already here with open arms, waiting and ready. An upset round and a lot of weapons recovered. That's wind back into the sails of Party Astronauts. But given the convincing round victories for NRG, their buy is still going to be solid.
Very solid buy, given their success 4 rounds in a row. Minimal casualties. CT economy ever fickle means that they are once again teetering on the edge. Almost feels like the U.S. economy, Nate.
Alright, we're watching Counter-Strike because we want to escape that, okay? We're escaping it. Breeze. Lots of damage taken, but he takes down the scalp of Wolfie. The Opper down, big one to find. No inroads found towards B for Party Astronauts. Automatic off angle middle. Doesn't spot the cross, but certainly need to. OC's still haunting around towards A. This has been his stomping ground for the most part on this CT side. Not really going towards E box, not really going towards B or middle. It's been A main, whether it be from afar or from up close. He's posted up, also posted up alone. No one's here. He's gonna have to take a shot and run as quickly as he can. Spot comes in onto an op. It's a recovered op for 6C. No-C will miss the shot, but get time to fall away. Throwing a smoke in, holding it as a bloom. C finds the IGL. Bentley trying to be that first man in, that trade potential. He's just a little bit too over-eager. 3v5 party astronauts being whittled away, and with 20 seconds left, they're going to go for a save. They're in T-spawn at this point, going towards rugs instead. Lackluster round once they return to rifles. NRG are hunting, at least to a limited extent.
Their economy again not fantastic, so they can't really afford to lose anybody. I mean, they could lose a gun or two, but once you start losing more than one, it gets a little expensive. So they'll poke and prod a little bit, but nothing further. Party astronauts, they'll have their guns again, given their save, but again, aside from the pistol round, the following two, there's been nothing really positive to speak of. They've won essentially 2 pistol rounds if you count the Tech 9 round that they got 2 kills and forced the save out of. They have not won a legitimate rifle round. And OC starts it off the mid-peak. He has backup as well as automatic sprays for 2. Out through middle, continues holding down Mouse 1. Nitro wins the duel on Infinite out towards A main. And again, the quick entry leading into more positivity for NRG. They'll secure at least a tie scoreline going to the T side of Anubis as Nitro grabs himself a brace. And now it's NRG's turn to look incredibly flashy, incredibly strong, and aggressive on the duels. But what confidence OC had in his backup to take that aggressive fight mid-window. He goes 1 for 1, but automatic gets a bit of a lineup on the other 2 players out mid. And it just snowballs out of control into NRG's favor from there.
It's been a flat PA offensive. Again, when it comes to rifle rounds, they get at most 1 kill. That's it. Flatter than flat, RPA. And the pressure's on. It's not like they have a great CT side either. That map they lost against Fluffy 2 for 10 on the CT side. NRG are piling on the hate in towards B main. They get 2, but Fang and 6C actually offer some resistance. Right when I thought it might be curtains once more. Trade it right back. Continuing to press that one with B, and that is flying too close to this. Okay, never mind. I was gonna say it's flying too close to the sun, but 6C cements a hat trick. The kill on the rifle, a kill on the flames, straight out his 2 teammates. The issue is he's paranoid. He doesn't know where Nitro is. And if there's a man you want in the clutch, it's your IGL, especially a veteran like Nitro.
Here's the thing, Nate. You said 6, he might fly too close to the sun. If there's somebody who's had too many Icarus moments, it's him. And he's found a way to bounce back stronger every single time.
That's fair.
So maybe he's immune to it now.
Maybe he is, but once he starts planting the bomb, then the information's there for Nitro. They both seem to be overthinking this round. 6's just sticking around in Temple. It's kind of the right idea.
I like how Nitro's playing this, though.
Yeah. 6's more worried about A main, or A long, rather. Or B long, excuse me. Than he is about actual main, actual Temple. Now he's doubling back. Second guessing. 10 seconds left. He has to just go for the plant. Does he plant for Temple? Yeah, he's worried about B main instead. Bomb will finally go down. Elect to make E-Box his home. Nitro getting the information. Goes through Temple. It's all going to be on timing because 6C is antsy. He's running around, going back and forth. Now he's holding main. Nitro might have gotten the spot, but no, he didn't. 6C on a perfect timing gets the kill, and that is, if I'm not mistaken, a 1v3 clutch to get Party Astronauts a 5th.
You're not mistaken. 1v3 clutch, 4 kills in the round for 6C. And he puts Party Astronauts in his back pocket. And carries them to a critical round. That stat line about the PA match against Fluffy Amers on the CT side. A cloud that hangs above the astronauts right now. It seems the planet they've landed on has more than Earth gravity. Automatic out towards middle. Nate can do some damage here. And it'll do a little bit. Technically did some damage, but not as much as it definitely could have. Only 10 to Ben. And now a bit more passive of a hold from NRG. They got a little too overzealous in the last round, too over-aggressive. And it cost them. He's in such a dangerous spot. He does have help, but he needs to get these kills. Now they go in, automatic and Hex 1-1. OC swings for another. 6C good for the singular kill onto Hexed, leaving Wolfie and Infinite to walk through A, find automatic up towards camera, watching the bomb with OC on the op, keeping an eye on it as well. Automatic taken out by a Mac-10 Infinite, and now OC loses the oppers. Do a great pre-aim by Wolfie. The bomb's still so hard to recover. No smoke to guise the vision. And while time is there, there's not a lot. There's not enough to flank through CT spawn. They have not yet acquired the bomb.
They're waiting 1 for 1. Nitro gets 1. Wolfie, a trade via Breeze. Wolfie now swapping to the Mac-10, which is just what was on the ground. There's 25 seconds left. At this point, it's going to come to the duel. Will we have a tied ball game? Will NRG establish a lead on the CT side? Nitro gives the bomb away, but swiftly makes up the room. Wolfie again, a Mac-10 might be not enough, and it is not. Nitro secures the kill, and NRG will secure a tenuous lead as we hit the halftime break. Stellar performance from NRG on the CT side of Anubis yields them a rare lead heading into the second. It's Pineapple Phillips and Boggs to bring you the action, and Party Astronauts to try to make up lost room on the defense. Actually not full Kevlar. 4/5 Kevlar with a flash on Ben Leap. Dualies for 60. Smoke as well on that player's belt. No kit. 2 sets of utility for OC and Nitro on the offense. Early dual middle from a Glock at range yields a gush onto Infinite, who's been rather quiet in this second best of 1. 60 spotting, very wide in main, is going to get run down. The dualies can't really sing whatsoever. Infinite does get a trade from back of Cake, but he's not long for the world. The IGL does him in. Advantage secured and smoke down at camera. Makes this retake very difficult and unlikely now for Party Astronauts. They have 1 flash, but again, no kit.
No kit. Difficult retake, especially with Nitro and dual Berettas around Cake. OC trying to take the range fight, but it's Ben to eliminate Hex. First contact. OC gets another. His teammates are dropping. Nitro around. Falls, and so does OC. And Party Astronauts will go 4 for 4 on the pistol rounds. Here's the thing, though, Nate. Bomb down, 3 kills, T-side force, and the CT side of Anubis ahead of the Party Astronauts. Not an easy day for them to make the comeback happen, but it all has to start with the pistol round victory, and more importantly, the win here against the Force Spawn round 2.
Yes, it does. Again, they need to make up lost ground. This is a very T-sided map. It's a very T-sided map for Party Astronauts as well. We highlighted their recent loss versus Fluffy Aimers. It was a 13-4 loss. They started on the CT side and won 2 rounds while losing 10. I don't think it's too hot of a take to say that NRG might be even a little bit more hot on T side on this map. And that means things are going to be very difficult for Party Astronauts. As you mentioned, it's going to be a force. Back 10s, Galils, and a Tech 9 for the T side. Hext is the one to start things off with one of those aforementioned SMGs. Beheading 60, getting over assertive out of A-main.
Infinite beginning to work up towards mid, where he can regain some control of this area of the map. He's watched for, though. There's players around, and Breeze beheads him. Wolfie tries to get more than 1. He is also unsuccessful as Nitro dispatches Ben in the interim, leaving Fang in a 1 versus 4. The save call must be here for Fang, because there's no chance he has at winning this round. An exit or 2, the best he can probably hope for. And the importance of this second round anti-force for Party Astronauts cannot be overstated. The bulk of their opportunities was predicated upon winning this one, and winning it relatively cleanly.
Yeah, losing the second round force is almost more disastrous than losing the pistol round for a CT team.
I would say it is.
They're going to be on a save or a very scrappy force buy in the third round of this half. If they go for a scrappy force buy, then their money's going to be garbage for the following. That would be 8 and then 9 before they can actually get rifles in hand, and even then the buy might be
Terrorists win.
less than ideal. Not perfect. They won't get all the utility. 8 secured for NRG. Lot hanging on this one, and you can tell, no hesitation. Party Astronauts are going for the force buy. It'd be 6-9 if they lose it, and likely 6-10 off the back. They understand the importance of this round. It's going to be a tactical timeout for Party Astronauts.
Kind of concerning that their tactical timeout, their first one of the game, comes this late. There were moments in the first half where you could reasonably assume a timeout would be good for them. But they do have 3 for the second half, so they can use one now. They don't have to be sparing with them. They're going to force up around the saved rifle of Fang. Do they buy a kit? Do they focus on weaponry and utility? Wolfie looking like he's going to save for an op. Well, now he's not. Okay. What's he going to buy?
Bought and sold. 5-7.
Okay.
I like that idea. Get some Kevlar, get a little bit of utility. I'd like to see a kit just because this round is so important.
Agreed.
We have 700. Probably saving that, hedging his bets in case he needs an op later on. RG full rifles, one being a FAMAS, one being a Glow, 2 being A1Ss. Mid. It's a call for 2. Automatic and Nitro getting control, smoking off Temple very early. slow one. 3B, 2A, complete absence in middle for the CT side.
I love the name of that MP9 for 60. Welcome to the rodeo.
That is a good one.
It describes the MP9 very accurately. It's either a great 8 seconds, or you're bucked off very early.
It does buck hard.
And sometimes you have to jump around with it, too.
Double nade for its camera. Clear out the closer angles. Makes sense. There is an MP9 here. Nitrous forward with Skalil. Timing on everything on that swing. 60 some damage. Stays alive. And Fang on the secondary angle. They now combine Fire Infinite as well. Swings for good measure. That's a big 3K to find. OC does get one in the meanwhile. Breeze and Hexed are the final pair. Where are they? One's very far through. Hexed on the site, trying to close the distance. Finds one. Breeze over towards E-Box as well. Catches Wolfie in rotation. Bentley's foot was spotted. Doesn't matter. He wins that duel. 5 seconds left. The round is gone. NRG waited too long to spring their play. Party Astronauts steal this round away, but only get out with one rifle in Bentley's hand.
And that was a full investment from the Party Astronauts, too. And on top of it all, Nate, NRG did a very similar late take on the last round of Inferno. They were able to get the bomb down with about 1 second to spare. This is the problem when you buy that much time and wait that long. You cannot afford any mistakes. Nothing can go wrong. There is no time for a contingency. Everything must go perfect for it to work. One little thing happens against you, it all goes tumbling down. Ben will get an opener here, but OC doubles down. Galil, Hex and OC eat massive damage. Man advantage for NRG very early. 20 seconds have elapsed in the round. We already have 3 kills across the map and 2 more players waiting to fall. Hext will meet his maker at 60. But Breeze, waiting for somebody out towards B, is able to find Wolfie crossing. 60 is here as well, but it's still a man advantage for NRG with a lot of time. How long will they wait? 2. In comes the peak from Breeze, and that's well timed to sandwich 60 and E-Box. Infinite 1v2 with an MP9, has a full belt of utility, does not have a kit available to him yet. The bomb yet to make its way onto the B site, and NRG are being very, very nervous about this.
Slow. They don't want to give away the second player's position. Automatic wants to be primed for a surprise swing in response if Infinite goes for the play. Slowly getting control now. They have no idea where this player is. Infinite crossing middle, going for a flank. It will be expected at this point. Known to be a possibility. MP9 is really going to struggle if these players can get out of the site. Infinite slinking ever closer, slowly clearing angles. Doesn't want to give away the opportunity of surprise, but as I mentioned, already expected at this point. Breeze and E-Box spots him. Gets a belabored spray and damage, and Infinite can't even tell where it's coming from. That's the kill, guaranteed and secured. 9-7 NRG. Looking to put this one to bed as Party Astronauts' economy is in shambles.
In shambles again. Obliterated. 5-7 for Fang. 4 spy out for PA again. They sense the urgency they need. P250, 357's FAMAS, or FAMAS, however you want to say it. The French gun that nobody really likes, but everyone uses anyways. Nitro, a couple of kills out towards middle. Fang with a great back. Another nade goes through. Fang actually with 2 will eventually fall. Good damage for PA, but not enough control off of that scrim to really solidify chances. It's going to take a monumentous effort from either Infinite or Ben or both to be able to still find a way to win this one.
It's a force buy as well, so they really have to win it. It's going to be 7-10, 7-11.
Players to survive. They only have 2 best case scenario. Now 1.
CS full HP should not last long in the middle. Not at that range. Breeze gets the kill. 10-7. 3 rounds separate NRG from victory. 3 rounds separate Party Astronauts from a tied ball game. And NRG reading the economy well, know they can go for a back 10 investment on Hext. Party Astronauts forced to save now. But they did win a pistol round on the T side. Potentially they can do it again here on CT.
OC sticking with the rifle, getting boosted up middle, looking for an entry. This is the stack on 4B. Only 1A, that's infinite. Breeze here, lurking B, that's been his position. Do they fight him, though? No flash to blind the rifle. Would have to be bodies at the problem, and certainly some bodies would probably hit the floor. Whether it's Breeze chanting it or Party Astronauts, though, that remains to be seen. As the bulk of NRG move through middle again. And now in they go. Breeze ready, spots one, sprays, prays, and is denied any semblance of positivity as he barely tags 60, 20 HP, but no armor. That's only 3 shots. Shots to the stomach, 3 to the chest. Infinite, another one. OC has to head on a swivel this to get out of dodge, and he barely survives it within an inch of his life as the bomb gets planted around Cake. It's a main plant. Fang with the AK. Wolfie has a USB 60 at P250. He said Party Astronauts have done it before. Can they do it again? They're coming close. Close only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades. One takes out 60. Now just 2 left standing. AKs, no armor. Being blindside. OC. Acting at range. No chance. No dice. All up to Nitro. Burning it pool. Into the open. He roasts. And it's USPs essentially only for Party Astronauts as they hang on again for dear life.
An even crazier pistol round than the last one. The last one they had some upgraded pistols at least. This one was almost entirely USPs. It was a save round. That was a round they pretty much had to write off as necessary just to get rifles back in hand. But they're given an opportunity. A whiff spray at B main. A nice trade via team damage with the USP from Infinite in Heaven. Party Astronauts don't let that opportunity fall by the wayside. A big round for them to steal and potentially now an opportunity for them to tie things up. The economy for this T side is now compromised. You can see a Tech 9 for Nitro, a Galil for Breeze. And if they can win this round cleanly, it'll be 9-10 and likely a 10th off of the broken economy.
That ties it up. That gives him an opportunity. And 60's giving him a big one with a double entry out towards middle. Takes out the boost, sprays automatic down through the smoke. Traded out by Nitro eventually, but 2 for 1. A big boost to the Party Astronauts side. Stixie coming alive here. Fang as well late. Wolfie too, having a good moment. You need 60 and Fang to have a great performance if you want to have long-term success. Took him a little bit to get involved in map number 2. The second best of 1 here tonight between these two sides. They're finding success now. Problem. Wolfie 1 has no armor. 2, A site open. Aside from long range peek by Infinite. He'll just play info. Nade out. Counter utility coming through. Bomb down.
No armor.
Yeah, that's a mistake. He survived that last round with the AK. Probably didn't realize he had to reinvest into armor.
Yep, that happens.
It does.
Terrible round for it to happen on the Breeze. Ties it up. Play through a main for 1 and camera for 2 more. I'm though being down to the wire. Infinite good swing onto the first. Breeze a trade, but Infinite answers in kind. The last alive section in Heaven in this position is now known. Fang swinging out the main. Gets the kill. A clean headshot and now a 9th for Party Astronauts. They're within striking distance now. And NRG, as I mentioned, their economy's not good. They should be saving in this one. Maybe some upgraded pistols. It's a golden opportunity for Party Astronauts to tie things up.
This is a gift. An absolute gift for Party Astronauts. USPs in a P250. They win another round where one of their players doesn't have any armor on a retake, 3v4 retake. And now they have NRG, backs against the wall economically. Tech 9 armor for Breeze, not automatic. Breeze does have a helmet as well. Tech 9, no armor for Nitro, P250 for Hex. Of utility, they run through fire and flame. Stixie here. Nade will not take out Breeze. Instead, he will win the fight, but he takes so much damage on doing so. continuing to push on forward. Dinks Ben leaked through the wall. And again, the pistols doing so much damage. Wolfie's in a dangerous spot with the op. But it'll work for one, and he's able to get out alive. No chance for a refrag. Infinite, so many angles to watch now. Does get the drop on Hex, though, clearing out his sight methodically. Came down to timing, and Infinite got the better of that. 4 versus 3 into the favor of Party Astronauts. NRG look to try and keep their lead in hand. Out they go to B. Hit Ben with 1 and almost a second on no HP. Big work from the in-game leader as the bomb gets planted, denied by Fang. And Wolfie will not backstab us. He's actually Fang, who just continues his tear to tie things up for the Party Astronauts. And they keep 3 alive, even more importantly for that CT economy, to have any form of longevity as we get down into the dire straits of this map, into the dying embers. NRG, call a timeout.
Understandably, just slipping away from them right when we thought it should be done and dusted in their favor. Off the back of what was a very stellar CT side, things have fumbled tremendously. It was a 7-5 half. Since then, they've won 3 and lost 5. If they lose this rifle round without getting a bomb plant, it's going to be 12 more than likely for Party Astronauts before they get more rifles in hand. You don't want to let this one slip away, not when they laid the groundwork so solidly. A way to silence 60 and Fang would be a big opportunity to find this round.
Wolfie's got the op. He's heading A main. Maybe going to try an opening pick. He'll do just that with the Molotov out as well. Default for NRG off the back of their timeout. Automatic tagged on a spray by 60 out mid. Wolfie, though, 2 to Canals with the op up close. Now starting to come alive himself. Get closer to Fang and 60, though 3 players within 2 kills of the others. Really coming alive and shining as the star firepower they need right now for the Party Astronauts on the CT side. Wolfie, a 3rd, as he continues to keep aggressing. Now it's Breeze to Dome Ben, but they won't be cleared. A massive oversight, but they get away with it. It's not punished. Massive damage, but not the kill. Opportunity for NRG to come back here despite everything going wrong. Bomb planted, ticking away. Kits on all, or 2 of 3. Of the remaining Party Astronauts players, Wolfie and Canal. High spot automatic does so, misses that duel, and now it's very winnable for NRG here, although Breeze on 1 HP does not matter. They can kill Clock, and that's what they need to do. Automatic spotted, grabs the op, former secondary op, or primary op at times for Cloud9 back in the day. We use that to great effect on the 60. Bomb defused though. It's still on it. The stick, it does not come through. Breeze shuts it down. And despite Wolfie's best efforts, nobody else can give him some run support. And NRG will keep a lead.
A 2v4 on a combined 41 HP for the final pair. And they pull it through. A critical round. A must-win round so they could not fumble the bag. Very well done from NRG to hold the nerves in a very unlikely situation. It's Party Astronauts' turn to feel flustered. That was a round they should have won. Fang should have had at least 1, if not both, from that corner when he wasn't cleared. And Wolfie on the op could have very well had automatic in towards E-Box. Round that Party Astronauts feel slip right through their fingers, and again, a monumental one to lose. It will have enough money to go for reinvestment, but it has a lot of compromises. Utility lackluster, 2 MP9s. Wolfie still has his op, but it's a glass cannon. It's dropped over by Fang. NRG, not left without scars either. Galil for Hex, a Mac 10 for Nitro. Can utilize their compromised buy better.
On a map like Anubis, it probably favors the T side a little more because you can get aggressive with the Mac 10s and there's no help on anybody on Party Astronauts like Galil as well. Really good. But the op from OC peeks out and it will strike for a leg. Wolfie connects 2. So the glass cannon is still alive and kicking, but only for a brief moment as Breeze puts him down with an aid. Well placed to bring it to a 4 versus 4. Fang versus Nitro. This is now the next key battle. Hex is there as well. The smoke will reveal the position of Fang. But Dixie's MP9 able to get a kill onto Automatic. As he will retreat and group up with Infinite. 4 versus 3 in the favor of the Astronauts. Around that smoke, Nitro bides his time. Hex grouping up with him. Fang needs to go huge to secure this one for the Party Astronauts. He goes down. Ben can get caught very easily as well. Bomb plant, retake, or save. That's the call for the Party Astronauts. One for Fang. Not the second, though, as Hex takes a dink, but he weathers the storm. Ben's op back towards Pizza. Can he hold the line here? Ben, close and personal. Not the offer you normally expect, but 60's flank, well-timed. And Breeze has the bomb, taking it back to A for a 1 versus 3. They're going to realize exactly what's going on here in a moment.
They are, but Breeze has slipped the gap. He heard them both run across. He knew that Ben Leet was likely there with the op. They heard the scope or something similar. And so Breeze has been given a window, a chance to pull this round out, and he knows it's too late in the game to save. Running in towards A, he'll find a free bomb site. He won't hesitate in getting the bomb down. Question is, how does he play a 1v3? Party Astronauts should just play it together. Textbook. And overwhelm him with numbers. You can't you can't count out a veteran like Breeze. Outside of heaven. Waiting for the cross. They slink in behind them, picks away one. 1v1 secure. Second now offered. It's Ben Leet, but the spray goes awry. 60 was given the op for good measure. He's already on the defuse. Back to even footing. And back to a dismal economy for both teams. It's going to be a scrappy end to this second best of 1.
Oh, what clued you in, Nate? Was it the USP round won by Party Astronauts? It's been scrappy honestly, since the Tech 9 armor win. But that USP 1P250 no armor round kind of solidified just the bare knuckle street fight that we've ended up here on Anubis.
Rarely
It has
have
been
games that go through and through like this.
Yeah.
I mean, we saw, what, one actual rifle round at a Party Astronauts on their T side?
Yep. And we've seen almost the same thing from NRG on their T side. But also Party Astronauts really haven't had a proper rifle round either on the CT side. They really almost didn't have that on Inferno, though. So Party Astronauts just making broken buys work consistently. Because they lose a lot of players on their CT side. And somehow it keeps working, keeps putting rounds on the board. Bang mode down, but Ben Leet from Obelisk making a monument to his individual prowess as he picks up a pair to keep it to a 3v3. Bomb gonna go down as the smoke eliminates that Molotov, or incendiary grenade if you want to be a nitpicker with that. Good nade on Automatic, actually doesn't do as much damage as it probably should have. As the bomb ticks away, kits for 2 out of 3. 60 over towards long, has backup from Infinite. You probably want that MP9 to go first and foremost, though. Good Molotov, Infinite, or on 2. Automatic, forces him into the open, death by 60. OC, Hexed, 1 E-Box, 1 main. Rifle main, MP9 close range. Good angle for OC. Now they have to clean out both. They know where they are. Very difficult to hold off here, and Hex strikes again. OC over top of the smoke once more. Lead into the last round of regulation for NRG. And I stressed that word because there is, despite the low buy from Party Astronauts here, what we have seen shows me there is a very good chance we do get some bonus Counter-Strike.
It's a distinct possibility. The issue is Party Astronauts, excuse me, are very thoroughly on a back foot. There's full AKs, not the best utility, but a hefty advantage for NRG in firepower. A Scout, an MP9, 357s, no kit. Not that has really hindered Party Astronauts at this point. They've never been forced to save because of a lack thereof. Retakes have been expedient. But what's the play, Party Astronauts? You can't play your normal stock standard now, not when you found so much success on wacky and zany play. You used to have some X factor, some gumption behind it. Some classic Party Astronauts swagger. None to be seen just yet. 2B, 1 E-Box on the Scout. 1 close, that's Ben Leet, the IGL. 1 A main already falling back to look middle. Where are Wolfie and 60? Are they down? Tell where they are. They're down middle. Towards the door. Nitro. This smoke, it's far back so you can peek over it towards flat. No one will be exposed, however.
Breeze on the boost over the smoke this time, looking for an early pick. Not given over to him as the time continues to dwindle. 42 seconds to go. They'll have to make a play here. Ben still with the Molotov. That'll give him the opportunity to toss that as Molotovs from the T's fly over. Nade in, does some damage. Hex holding for the push. He's got the opener. That's the first kill of the round as OC now strikes again. Holding the flanks. In they go. Ben has two, but there's one around the obelisk, and that's Fang. It's a 2 versus 2 as the dust begins to settle. And 60 halfway across the map of the 5-7 strikes onto Hex. The bomb on OC's back has 10 seconds to get it down. He's running for dear life over to A. There's a hot flank coming through from Fang behind. Molotov bounces. It's over. We're getting overtime here as NRG cannot pull this off unless the peak comes through. Fang's running away. He knows he's won it. And again, Party Astronauts find success on a null buy. A round they have no business winning, but again, it works. And how does 60 get a half map 5-7 headshot? I don't know. He probably doesn't know. NRG don't know. But what I do know is neither team is done on this map.
Neither team is done. NRG's well-established lead after that first half dwindles before them. I thought they finally found something that worked. They were holding B main, just waiting, watching the flanks with a lot of redundancy. That a player holding for an A main flank, a player holding for a mid flank. Party Astronauts felt confident in the read and went for those flanks, got called out for them, and yet Lady Luck is on their side. Finding that kill across the map. Scout, the double from Ben Lee, yet again critical. Party Astronauts sneak away around once more, in spite of less than ideal competitors. As you mentioned, overtime now. Done with the scrappiness. We're back to a full buy at long last. 12.5k overtimes and nice opening as well for Party Astronauts as they continue the start on the CT side.
Fang gets spotted by OC as the smoke pops in front of him. So we have a 4 versus 4 now. On screen tells you what we need to win. First to 16 in OT1, first to 19 in OT2. Basically, Nate, we have a 15 round half right now. That's how I think of overtime in CS2. It's just
CS:GO.
back to MR30.
Yep.
Or MR15, excuse me.
Double up
games.
as well. Party Astronauts went for the opposite of a scrappy buy. They went for an really expensive buy, honestly. The ops have not really seen anything yet. Wolfie's on A, Bentley's on B. Bentley's also alone on B, if I'm not mistaken. Wolfie on his shoulders, potentially. OC, best spend lead in that Opera's duel. Infinite finds one over towards A, but things have already switched gears. It's going to go towards B. 3 versus 3, automatic A long control. Never mind. 60 swinging forward, gets the kill. A big one to find to reestablish an advantage. Breeze and OC. 2v3, both towards E-box. They're scaling long. Good one for OC to find. Hitting his form. Wolfie, though, wins the Opera's duel and maintains the advantage. Infinite low on HP towards E-box is heard. Breeze should have him dead to rights here momentarily. There's the kill. But Breeze on low HP now is slim pickings for Wolfie. Swinging forward, Wolfie gets the kill through the wall. And Party Astronauts establish a lead for what feels like the first time in this map.
It's since the opening pistol round and the following 3 or 2, it is the first time that Party Astronauts have had a lead in this map, Nate. It's
Unreal.
taken them the entire game to get a lead back.
Better late than never, though.
Yeah. All that matters is that you have the lead at the end of the game. Doesn't matter when you get it, as long as you have the lead at the end. Cardiac kids.
Wolfie towards E-box is the call this time around with his op. No double op this time. Respectable. Again, NRG holding for some aggression. OC post towards B main. I don't think anyone will come through this time around, however. Let's see. There, he's compelled by the Molotov. He wants this fight. The op of OC's flashed, but it still wins the duel. Finally, an opening going the way of NRG, but they have to capitalize upon it. Automatic will take the space. Timing's everything, though, on this peak from Fang, and Fang will not miss the opportunity. back to even footing. NRG has made their decision. It's a walk towards B main, and Wolfie at close angle is called out with a double dink. Breeze gets that. Bentley a trade, but caught with the Molotov in hand. Can he survive? The answer is yes. A big one found. And the Molotov buys him the space needed to get away. 2v3. OC and Hex. Hex down below. Finishes off Bentley. 30 seconds left. The bomb is down B. The final pair of defenders are here. It's Fang. It's Infinite. They're just buying time with Molotovs. Hex ticks down even further. OC is going to have to be the hero. He's going to have to do the lifting in this one. Up B main. Definitely heard. Does tag Infinite. Big damage now, but double swing. Fang finds one. OC a trade, but he cannot re-chamber in time. 2 rounds for Party Astronauts on the CT side as they inch ever closer, finishing this marathon in their favor.
That's another good hold from Ben. He's stepped up individually late in this game, and I'm going to go out on a limb and say that's a technical timeout. No, it is a tag. Huh, weird. That's what, their second?
Yep.
So, I'm not sure why they're calling attack pause. Maybe they just want to secure the third and have 3 tries at closing it out.
Comms, potentially. That was a tight-knit round.
That is true. Very true.
Thing is going monstrous. 94 ADR for him. 106 for Breeze, though, on the other side.
He's had a good one. He's had a very good game.
Here's on both teams. And again, it's no real hard bottoms for either team.
No.
Short, Infinite, and Automatic are a little bit below. They still had their moments. OC knows that some aggression might come through off the back of attack pause. Catches Fang. OC doubling down onto Infinite. And a triple now for OC. The op coming alive at a critical juncture. Quad for OC as he wants to put this round to bed. He doesn't want to give away that point to Party Astronauts, and so he'll put the team in the backpack, tying up Breeze in the blink of an eye, and on for the ace as he is in CT spawn as a T-sided player with an op in hand.
OC's having himself a moment. Nitro goes down, so OC ace is on the cards, and I think he's going to go for it too. No reason not to at this point. Hex is getting into position to frag, so it's automatic. OC will have the ace. They'll ace out to end the first half of overtime and get a critical round on the board for NRG as well. Forces 2 rounds out of the Party Astronauts to take this one. But it is the T side now. Both teams not exactly stellar on their T sides, respectively. For the CT side, that's 1.5 both times, 7-5 and 7-5. And that trend has continued into overtime half number 1. OC's op. What a time to come alive, too. When the going gets tough, when your team needs you most. Lock down around, take care of all the aggression. That's a momentum swing.
OC could hit form, take over at this juncture. Might be able to pull the team out of it. Not much aggression early on from Party Astronauts. You're gonna get A main control. This is how every round has started, seemingly, in the first half, and not really had much success. Ben Leet holding B main. There's going to be a press. He needs to be careful here. At least one. Here comes Hex Flash. And we don't care. 1, 2 secured for the IGL. He's been critical on the multi-kills, on the defense and the offense. And he stays alive to boot. Duels towards A main just to draw distraction. Party Astronauts, 12 boys that lost last, potentially get a 15. Fang, good trade. The IGL done more than enough. Raid boss on the op to try and bring it back. He's found one. He heard one drop alone, but he's stuck behind enemy lines. Infinite, not expected, not anticipated, gets the trade. Just the new addition, Nitro. Veteran IGL in a 1v3. Some space around the smoke, but we're second player pizza. Yes, first trial passed. Big kill to find onto Fang. 2 more. He knows one's around the obelisk. 60's all the way back onto plat, now around the smoke, just buying time, waiting for the Nitro tries to isolate it, but just can't quite get the headshot. AK of 60 does him in, and Party Astronauts have managed to secure map point after several trials and tribulation.
It was not the cleanest map for them. It's still not over. NRG now have to come back on the CT side, down 2 rounds. OC's doing his darndest. Also, even if 60 loses that fight, Infinite's right there for the trade, so I don't think Nitro's able to pick that one up, barring anything miraculous. But the way Ben has come alive, finding these 2Ks, these doubles here and there, getting pushed, incredible. He's a very solid in-game leader. He's not exactly the in-game leader you look to put up big numbers. He has had incredible impact on his team. It's automatic, it's found early. Molotov's going in on the beat take. OC shotgun offing again. Now Breeze around. OC a second. He's burning, and he'll still be alive for now. Wolfie gets one back. Infinite last round of the magazine as Wolfie strikes again. It's all up to Infinite now. 19 HP in a 1v2. Nitro and Hexed. One from Temple, one from B main. Bomb down in the smoke. And Infinite needs to isolate these duels. A nade will do him in if it's placed well enough, and Nitro has one of those. And Hex will gain one as well. He'll toss it into the smoke. Infinite jumps across to Pizza. Knows where one is. Does not know the other's position. Slinks by for now. And do they expect him to push all the way through into CT? That's the real question here. And what if he wraps back Temple, catches Nitro from behind? There's a lot of time and a lot of possibilities for Infinite. Plenty. I won't say infinite possibilities, but a considerable amount. Nitro's running. That's a freebie for Infinite. He now knows exactly what to do. Run to A and try and lock this down versus Hexed and put this best of 1 to bed.
Relatively quiet map. A 1v2 on 19 HP to secure it would be massive. 19 HP. Next, though, unknown. Similarly so, Infinite also a question mark. Plant went down. He's all the way back. He's just waiting, biding his time. Time's about half gone. He knows Hex should probably be on the site or thereabouts. Tap comes through. Hex is sticking it. He's not looking the right direction. That's Infinite. Getting the 1v2 on a silver platter. Expertly played to catch Nitro. Not looking in the right direction. Not making the right read. And expertly played in the 1v1, having crossed into A. 16-13. And it can't help but feel like Party Astronauts stole away this map from NRG.
Utter robbery from Party Astronauts. What tenacity, though, to stay alive. 1 around, USP